For an in-depth review of the Anambra election, the APGA National Chairman, Ezeokenwa, joins me now from Oka, Anambra State on Newsnight. Thanks very much, Sly, for joining us on Newsnight, and congratulations on leading your party, APGA, to the re-election of your governorship candidate and the incumbent.
Thank you very much, my dear brother, Dr. Christian. I think I'm quite thrilled and happy to join you this night. Thank you once again for congratulating us.
That's great. And now, tell us, your party, national in outlook, but highly localized, having lost one or two states in the southeast and the rest. Some people feel even with this victory that APGA is losing, its grip on the politics in Anambra State, just as it has lost its grip in the southeast. Can that be correct?
Well, I think I have a different opinion to that kind of notion within the context of our Nigerian political system and the issues that the party has had to suffer in the past. It's been some sort of mixed grail of fortunes for us, because basically one of the issues that comes to mind when issues of APGA losing the grip on the national politics and maybe the southeast, one of the issues that come to mind has been what I may characterize as the nature or the credibility of previous elections that had been held in the past. If you recall, in 2003, that was the first general election that APGA participated in. And in that election, it was widely reported, not me, analysts and observers say that APGA won about 4 out of the 5 states in the southeast. But then when the result was declared, APGA was denied victory in all the states of the southeast. It took the then candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, approaching the court of law before the mandate of APGA in Anambra State was restored. Ultimately, we lost the other 3. And then go back to what happened in Imo State when the party, after a hard-fought victory against an incumbent, elected Governor Rochas, Owele Rochas, Anayoko Rocha, as the governor of the state under the platform of APGA. And before he finished that term, he decamped and joined the present All Progressive Congress. And so this and many more has been the issues the party has had to grapple with. Part of the problem is what I call the lack of ideological basis in our politics. Most people believe that politics is simply, or political parties are simply vehicle to attain political power. I'm one of those that believe that belonging to a political party should be a product of your ideological leaning in respect to that particular political party. Sadly, most members and even elected officials on the platform of political parties don't even know the manifesto of their party. They don't even understand the political ideology of their party.
But
and so this and many more has been the issues. But then coming to your coming to your question.
Okay.
We can only look to the future with hope and optimism. Why do I say we look to the future with hope and optimism? From the time we took over my regime as the leadership of the party, and then under the national leadership of Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, who is the national leader of the party, there are a lot of hypotheses that we are testing. Because, you see, there is one point I've consistently maintained on various interviews on national TV. A political party, the greatest thing or the greatest asset of a political party is the performance of its elected officials, how they perform in office. And if you look at the impressive performance, such that he has been dubbed and awarded the best governor in Africa, now you see that it's translating into increased fortunes for the party, not just in Anambra, but around the southeast. The acceptability of APGA is growing around the country. And what we can do is to see how we can build on this momentum that we are gaining. For the first time, we are seeing a sitting governor get about 72% of the total vote cast in this state.
So what would you say, Sly? Yes, I mean, it's a landslide victory, devoid of the usual or too many of the usual incidents in, our election odyssey. How would you, describe the allegations about vote buying, intimidations in some quarters and the rest? And unfortunately, a councillor was killed, during the elections in the border between Anambra State and Imo State.
Well, first, it's more or less a double-barreled question. The first issue is the issue of vote buying. And I listened to the statement credited to SERAP, and I think the best way to describe that statement is, I wouldn't say surprising, I think it is shocking. It is shocking in the sense that what that report tries to do is to water down the genuine efforts of party members, the governor, the campaign committee, all the members of the party across all the wards, all the polling units. And I'm going to tell you this. For the first time in the history of this state, we went down to the polling units to mobilize party members, set up structures across all the polling units. People, we saw during the campaign, people owned up this campaign because they felt that the governor has done so much for the various communities and the various wards in Anambra State that they said, look, Mr. Governor, yes, we know that the normal character of campaign is for the candidates to come back trying to, let me use the word, bribe the people with certain election incentives. But this time around, we saw people come together, organize rallies, invite the governor to come speak to them, thank the governor, endorse the governor, and even donate their meager resources to the governor as a way of saying or expressing their gratitude for what the magnitude of development that they've witnessed in the past 3 years. And then you come down after such a hard-fought victory, because probably there could be one or two isolated pictures circulating on social media that we don't know where it happened, and then you come and characterize the election that was conducted in 5,720 polling units as having been probably trailed by massive cases of vote buying and all whatnot. It is shocking, and I must say it is uncharitable for SERAP to make that kind of allegation. I think I don't want to belabor that point more than that. And then with regards to your second issue, I'm trying to remember, you talked about the vote buying, and remind me, Mr.
The
Christian.
issue of, some pockets of violence that, particularly the one that claimed the life of the councillor.
Yes. Thank you very much. I've been quite stressed the past 2-3 days with this campaign. Yes, we have a report, the very unfortunate incident about the attack of one of our members in, I think in Ezeokenwa ward. It is quite shocking. It is quite shocking because why I say it's shocking is it's more like just a dark spot in the bad old days that we believed had been wiped out. Because I always say this, previously, one of the issues that the state had to grapple with, especially when the governor took over, was the issue of insecurity. But in the last 6-7 months leading to this election, we've had largely a very peaceful state. And of course, we pay glowing tribute to all the security agencies, the conventional and non-conventional security agencies that have been risking their lives, doing everything. Of course, the governor, who has been the main motivating factor for the successes we've recorded in the area of insecurity. And we believe that the state, like I said, for the past 6-7 months had recorded near zero incident of any kidnapping or any violence. And then see that happen on election day, especially with the widespread deployment of thousands of policemen around the state. I think it is shocking. I don't think I'll say more than that. But then, like I said, I think I may describe it as just a dark spot in the history of successes that we recorded in the fight against insecurity.
All right, thank you very much, Sly. Just before we let you go, there's this new romance, in the political sphere between your governor, Professor Soludo, and President of Nigeria, APC. And some political analysts are quick to liken it to a kind of symbiosis that is going to come to fruition with ABGA, metamorphosing or joining APC. Is that on the cards in the future?
I think it will be, I don't know what I would describe myself to begin to say what will happen in the picture, but then I can tell you 1, 2, 3 key points. First, as a government, we have, or as a political party, we have this, what I may call, I'm just trying to, think of the best word to, what I may call a policy where the party is in a good working relationship with the political party at the center. It started from 2011 when APGA adopted President Jonathan as our presidential candidate, and then ultimately in 2015 again, the party adopted Jonathan again as our presidential candidate. And so the party and that policy has not been reviewed by the party. That policy was not implemented under my regime or under the regime of Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo. Secondly, we believe as a political party, and I personally, that our aim in politics is to improve the lots of Nigerians. And that is why I say that my type of criticism is constructive criticism, not trying to pull down the government at the center, but to see where we can work with the government at the center to bring development and prosperity to Nigerians, as Mr. President will say. And having said that, it was the idea of the national leader of the party sitting with the National Executive Committee of the party to say, look, like I said earlier on this interview, political parties must be all about ideology. If you look at the manifesto of APGA, look at the progressive manifesto of All Progressive Congress, and ultimately look at the People's Manifesto, which was the manifesto that the governor of Anambra State ran for election in 2021, you will see a lot of similarities. And we say, for us to bring prosperity to our people, for us to bring development to our people, that we can look at how we can maximize the content of this manifesto, have a discussion around what, like you described as symbiosis or partnership, and see areas of healthy collaborations. And that's why we say that progressives are working together, because ultimately the underlying factor in both manifestos of this party, the governor of Anambra State and the president of Nigeria, is that these manifestos are rooted in what I call progressivism. And if we can deepen progressivism, I believe that we can attract prosperity to all Nigerians and make Nigeria a better country for all. And that is what you have, a healthy partnership. And so when you get to 2026, like I always say on various interviews, we are going to sit down as a political party, the National Executive Committee, and other organs of the party, including the Board of Trustees.
And as
progressives. And we are going to take a decision. But today, as of course, as progressives, today, presently, we support the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There's no doubt about that. And we support the president to succeed. And like you always know, of course, the president is the friend of Mr. Governor. That is on a personal level.
All right. Thank you so very much, Sly Ezeokenwa. He's the national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, speaking to us from Nnewi, from Okadia. Thank you.